We can play out scenarios in our head of all of the bad things that will happen if we actually bring this conversation out into the open, when in fact, I've seen the opposite. I've seen so much liberation and beauty when people are willing to have the tough conversations.
Hello, and welcome to the Connect podcast. This show is all about helping you connect to your soul's calling so you can take action on it. Because the sweetest success is a blend of discovering your purpose with the inner drive to bring it to life. I'm Sheila, health coach, lifestyle entrepreneur, and mom of two, best known for my online wellness programs, mentoring, and self-love passion. Listen in for inspiring interviews, solo chats, and Q&A sessions that will move you past overwhelm towards what lights you up. Stop accepting good enough and go for your version of great in your health, business, and relationships. Let's get started.
Hi, and welcome to this Monday mini-sode where I share a thought designed to elevate your mindset as you live into what lights you up this week. Before we get started, I want to invite you into my newly opened online community, the Elevating Women Wellness Circle. You can go to sheilabatello.com/subscribe, and you'll get the link to join for free, as well as a digital gift to help you elevate your self-care and other things that I only share with people who are subscribing. We'll be diving deeper into some of the themes you're hearing on this podcast, and it's a wonderful way to deepen your connection to yourself, as well as a beautiful collection of others doing the same. If we're finding it challenging having a conversation about any particular topic, there is often some deep-rooted beliefs surrounding that, some deep-rooted convictions or limitations that either we've put onto ourselves or others have imposed upon us. And sometimes those tough conversations could be surrounding wanting to change careers after a lifetime of being in a particular career, after a long education, and thinking that how can you make the change when you've invested so much time and effort into getting to where you're at. This has been a conversation I've been in on quite a bit over the last few years, particularly the last 18 months, as people have seen their careers shift, the way they work shift, the way industry has shifted, and they're realizing that right now they just want to be doing things that actually fulfill them instead of checking boxes. And that means there's going to be some tough conversations, because often when you're shifting a career, it means it will impact your income. It may impact where you end up being able to live. It may mean you're actually taking on more debt in order to grow something new, a new business, or get new certifications to be able to up-level yourself. There's so many different things involved. There's family, there's children, there's just so many things. And this is where having the tough conversations come into play. It's important to have them, though, because the other tough conversations are the ones that happen after life falls apart because we have been in avoidance. There are a number of people I know who work in the therapy space, and there's a lot of pressure on so many people to stick with decisions that they've made, to try and just fit the square peg into the round hole in their life, instead of truly looking deeply at what would be fulfilling for them. It's not an easy thing to do, but once you actually invest in getting down deep and digging at the root of what is challenging for you, you're able to actually make some progress. I highly recommend reaching out to a therapist if you are needing to have some of these conversations to sort through things. Business coaches, transformational coaches, people like this have beautiful tools to be able to walk you through some really tough decisions. There are also the tough conversations that involve changes to your health habits. This one I'm very familiar with. People come to me with this one quite a bit as they're trying to make a shift in the way that they're living and eating, and some of the habits of what the daily schedule looks like. It involves a lot of change with the people they live with, whether it's roommates or family or children, and finding ways of creating space to make a workout happen or to make a healthy meal happen, realizing they need to ask for help to get what they need, to get the time that they need in order to make these changes. Creating new habits doesn't happen overnight, and it does take a lot of energy. It takes a lot of consistency and tenacity. And it also takes some support. We all need help from time to time. And if you're trying to keep everything exactly the same in your life, but then make it a health habit change, it's very challenging, especially when other people are depending on you for so many different things. So I love to walk people through the process of having a conversation with their loved ones, with the people maybe who are dependent upon them or who are in their family circle, to look for ways to delegate, to look for ways to share the load so they can create more space and time to get the workout in, to have a healthy meal made, and to not have it all fall only on their shoulders. This is something that I've done in practice in my own family, something I've walked with a number of people through as well. And it seems to be the biggest sticking point to helping people create those health habits and to help them last. It is possible. It all starts with a tough conversation. The first conversation is the one you have with yourself. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to change in order to get the result you're looking for? And the next conversation, who are you willing to ask for help? And what are you willing to let go of? These are tough things. As we move through them, there's so much liberation on the other side. Of course, there are tough conversations in relationships, sticking points that happen over many, many years, things that get swept under the rug that are never discussed. And then when you finally bring things to light, you can see an ease come into the relationship or a change in the relationship that really was a long time coming. There are so many different kinds of conversations that are challenging that come our way in our lifetime. And I'm inviting you to start having them. It's something that I challenge myself with as well. We can often play out scenarios in our head of all of the bad things that will happen if we actually bring this conversation out into the open, when in fact I've seen the opposite. I've seen so much liberation and beauty happen when people are willing to have the tough conversations. So what tough conversations are you going to tackle? What ones have you been avoiding? And how do you want to feel? Do you want to have this hanging over your head, or do you want to be freed to start making decisions and having conversations about things that are going to elevate your life, elevate the lives of those around you, and make you feel like you're having progress in your life? You are not in it alone. Regardless of your spiritual practice, I want to invite you to think about the divine support that is available to you at any given time, as well as those people in your life who, one or two of them even, who are there for you. Lean on those relationships. I invite you to consider these things as you go about your week, and I hope that you feel encouraged to know that good things can be on the other side of having a tough conversation. I wish you all the best with it. I would love to hear how this landed for you and what kind of chats are you going to be having? Please let me know. Tag me at Sheila A. Botello on Instagram, and I'll look forward to hearing how things are going. Thank you so much for leaving reviews. It's been wonderful to look through them. I'm going to start sharing some of them on the podcast as well. And I look forward to connecting with you again real soon. Have a great rest of your week. Big blessings.
Thank you so much for being here with me on the Connect podcast. If you like this episode, please share it with someone you think would enjoy it. Also, if you head over to iTunes to leave a review, I'd be so grateful. Let us know what your favorite parts were and what you'd like to hear more of. It will help us have a greater impact, elevating many more people to grow and succeed together. See you next time.